Hello everyone, it's Josh here from Stratton Studios, the creator of the one we found, Castle Costume, and the upcoming Costume Kingdom. Today we're going to take a quick look at some of the latest trailers on the PlayStation 4 YouTube channel, so let's dive right into it. Today we're looking at some type of car game. I haven't seen what genre it is. So out of the gate, I can tell this is a AAA or near AAA title just by the level of detail and the cinematics that we're seeing. I'm not sure what franchise it is yet, so hopefully we'll find that out later on in the video, but you know, it looks kind of Need for Speedy to me, specifically in this scene with the two cars. If you look at kind of the lighting that's being used here, like we've got the specular diffusion. Looks like we've got a tiny bit maybe of tessellation going on the ground. Essentially what that means is it means that the shader is being deformed in real time to create like depressions or kind of like bumps within the road in real time, and some people use that for rain, so you know, you can see kind of the refraction on the ground as if there was like a hydroplane, and that is actually very processor intensive. So it'd be interesting to see if this is actually in-game footage or whether this is just a rendered cinematic. If it's a rendered cinematic, it's not as impressive, but it still is impressive. But let's continue and see where we're going with it. We're stopping right here. I think this is Fast and Furious just by the model of the woman. It looks a bit like Michelle Rodriguez. Out of the gate, the 3D models don't look great, unfortunately, and I'm kind of holding this to the AAA standard, because that's, if it's one of them franchises, that's what it should be held to. The textures on them are a little kind of doughy. They look a little bit toony. If you look at the characters, the outlines of them, they aren't very well integrated into the scene, so they're not light wrapped, color matched correctly. The gun doesn't seem to have very realistic kind of textures to it. So what I would do in this situation is I would light wrap the main characters to kind of give them a more integrated look into the scene. I'd color match them, diffuse them, and that would kind of make them more complete. With the main gun, I'd probably add some, you know, better spec maps, a couple nicer textures, and do the same as the characters just to kind of bring the scene all together. Right now they're kind of falling into the uncanny valley for me. I hate to be a one of those guys, but the muzzle flashes are done incorrectly there. They obviously didn't look at real references of muzzle flashes. If you ever look at a real muzzle flash, you know, it's kind of more gaseous than anything, and you know, they just have a big fireball coming out the end of the gun, which isn't actually the way it works. They could have done a little bit better there. The rain isn't great there. I don't particularly like it. It just looks a little bit kind of strange. If you look the way the light's interacting with it, and that could be a little bit better in my opinion, but as I say, I am holding this to a AAA standard. If this was an indie dev, and maybe it is an indie dev, if it is, I take everything back, and you know, good on you, you're doing a great job. But if it's a AAA team, I think, you know, we should be kind of upping the standards on these things. Overall, I hate to say this, but this game does look like it's going to be one of those kind of movie tie-in games that's kind of a journeyman game. Unfortunately, maybe I hope they prove me wrong, but you know, it just seems to be one of those things. It's, yeah, there was a good few areas where, you know, noticeably the quality was lower, and I would have liked if they would have said, okay, this is in-game and this isn't. That's always good to tell your viewer. Otherwise, you know, if it's not 100% clear, you can be misguiding people, and we never want to do that as developers. But overall, it still looks great, and if you're into that type of game, I'd go check it out. Thanks for taking the time to watch the video, guys. I hope you're all keeping safe and well, and I'll see you on the next one.